What is up, ninjas? My name is Samuel and I am terrified. I am scared because a lot of you guys have been requesting a track start to finish in the theme of NightBass. Now, I've done track start to finishes before for genres I've actually produced and dabbled with a lot. However, NightBass, I made a sound set for it because I knew I could make a lot of the sounds, but producing it's a whole other world. However, that pack will be coming out this Friday with about 130 presets as well as construction kits for you guys to utilize to make it. And I am going to be utilizing it for this start to finish we are about to start. Now, I know there's going to be some people going like, well, why are you making a start to finish? You never released a NightBass track. The reason, guys, is that a lot of people are asking me and there's not a lot of content out for this genre out there. Now, I do have confidence in myself that I can definitely make a NightBass style track. If it's super good, I don't know, but at least decent, one that makes sense, I can definitely do. And if it helps certain people get into the genre a lot faster and it helps certain people learn things on how to make a track from zero to something, then I'm going to be happy with that. Now, I am getting a little bit out of my comfort zone and I hope that you guys give positive criticism as well as positive vibes in the comments. But with that being said, today we are going to be working on the drums for our track start to finish that we're going to be doing on YouTube. As always, guys, if you want to support my YouTube channel, you can head over to evilsounds.com and purchase a sound set. The NightBass one will be coming out this Friday. I have to finalize a couple of things with it, but I hope that you guys enjoy it when it does come out, and I hope that you guys enjoy the series. But with that being said, let's get started and create the drums for our little track start to finish here in the style of NightBass. All right, guys, and welcome inside of Ableton. Now, like I said, I'm not an expert when it comes to the genre. I'm probably going to be mainly like you guys, but I am going to fight through to finish this from start to finish. To do that, we are going to be utilizing the new sound set, and we might create some new sounds as we go that I will save for the sound set, which I plan on releasing at the end of this week, which is on Friday. With that being said, I'm also going to be using a combination of the AC Slater or the NightBass packs released by Taiki Newlight and AC Slater just to get the drums for this and make my life a little easier instead of trying to scavenge anywhere I can just drum samples. I already know the hardest part for me is going to be the breakdown and also filling out the drop with like the vocal niches that you tend to have, as I don't have a vocal right now and I am going to have to find one on Splice before all this is said and done. With that being said, let's get started. So today I wanted to develop the drum loop we're going to be utilizing for this pack. And whenever you produce, I always suggest people to have sort of a goal in mind when they come in. So in today's episode, I hope that I can get a good drum loop going with some groove to it so that we can utilize it for a song. So what we're going to do is just grab a kick again from one of the AC Slater or NightBass packs. And I think I'm just going to keep it simple, maybe with just this smack, which might be not the best choice. I think this one is thumpy and still has a bit of flavor, so we're going to go with that and create just a 4-bar loop for ourselves. Now I'm going to lay down the stuff we already know needs to be there, like the clap and the open hat. I love the way this one's. Okay, so we're going to do that. We'll leave it kind of the sample all the way out, so that way we get a little bit of the reverb that AC Slater has decided to keep in there. And now I'm going to anchor the kick at -6. This is always, when I start on a song, this is always what I want. It might sound a bit quiet for you guys, so I apologize for that. I'll make sure to level it up. But I always do this just because, again, I want to give myself headroom. And as I move along, I want to keep my tracks overall dB unmastered around -6. It's okay if it goes a little above it or below it. Again, we have dynamics, so don't worry much about that. Okay, so we got our, in essence, our claps. And now let's pick an open hat that we can go with. And I'll keep it, again, very simple. I'm not going to go above and beyond for this, like trying to get unique sounding open hats and whatnot. A lot of times keeping it simple when you're working on a new genre you've never made, it's always the best way to go. The next thing I'm going to add are kind of close hats. And for the close hats, I actually like to go more with the simpler instead of just putting down the beat, just because these are kind of elements where you do want to add a bit of velocity variation to get that groove right. And you're going to see what I mean by that. So let's see if we can get like a close hat into the picture. He only has one, so that makes my life a lot easier on which one to use. So we're just going to one-shot it. And from there, let's just kind of mess with the beat a little bit here. So C3. All right, we're going to kind of quiet this one out. And let's see. Now from here, the velocity changes make a big difference just because it humanizes it. If I had this all the way up like this, and we did it to all of them, you're gonna notice that it doesn't really jump as well. You kind of you can see the A and B there. So we're gonna do that for our little. From there, let's see if we can add more stuff, like maybe some snares or perks here and there. For this one, I also want to kind of add like the snare shot. Also want to do velocities with it just in case I can kind of get a little bit of a cleaner response from it. And then from there, I might shorten it as well just to get more of a sampled kind of vibe to it. But we'll see where we go with and see where we can kind of lay this down. Let's just shorten this maybe like by 1/8 and maybe triplet grid it. 1/16, let's see maybe. Or let's try maybe the reverse of that. Okay, that sounds a little better there, so we're gonna. Let's mess around with a little bit of delay on it. And lower it down. Getting there. Okay, let's EQ out some of the lows on this stuff that we don't need. Just standard, like, kind of house cleaning, as I like to say. It's like chores. A lot of times I've found that whenever I cut some of the lows on certain songs, like, it doesn't matter what genre, it sounds a little cleaner. You definitely don't want to cut super hard, like utilizing like a 24 dB kind of cut. Definitely keep it lenient. You can go a little bit more lenient than that if you wanted to, as you're going to kind of kill the flavor of the sample as well. It's okay to have little imperfections and artifacts, so keep that in mind. Okay, so I'm gonna bust these into a group and call them drums, and I might add a few more shots here and there. We'll see. We'll call them drums. Maybe a double hit here, but a quieter one, like. A little quieter. You can kind of hear the snare has this sort of weird sound to it. So this is where I use another EQ. A lot of people you'll see have like multiple EQs. The reason for that is if I go with an EQ right here and try to cut that, it kind of makes it look a little messy for me. So I think a bit of delay to the clap. So it kind of goes boom. Bah. Just a little bit, just to kind of add like, manual swing with the delay. Just be careful with delay because it can cause CPU issues later on down the line if you find yourself processing a lot and whatnot. I'm gonna see if I can add a bit of convolution reverb to it. Just to kind of get like a more of a natural drum vibe to it rather than going with. And it's just finding like a snare. I'm not a huge fan of that snare, so I mean maybe they can help me out, or we can use another clap. Maybe I'll even use one of my snares from the Dirty Chicken, which is a free download. All right, cool. So I think we got sort of like a very good basis for our drums. That way, when we come in with a bass, now I did want to layer a second clap here just to emphasize the end here. For some reason I find like in my head I hear pass, like a stronger clap hitting with that one, more washy one. Like this might work. Or a double clap. Yeah, I think that will be better. So now if we bring like a bass just for fun. So I just kind of want to make sure right now, what I don't like about the drums a bit is that maybe they're a bit too mono. I think we're going to get rid of the drum bus's comp there. I don't like what it's doing. It's too squat. I think I'm gonna have the kick like that. I don't like how it's that tail of it. Let's try it with the bass. So I think I'm gonna leave it like so. I like the tighter. If we have to open it up more, we will open it up more. But for now, I think that's going to be the cleanest we're going to be able to get it. And to kind of go with it, it makes more sense. So Okay, so that's going to be the end of this episode, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We just kind of worked on the drums a little bit. Later, we will process them a little bit more, but for now, I just want to work on the composition and idea of the track rather than focusing on trying to get stuff to sound loud or fat and whatnot. I did, however, want to shorten the kick, so it doesn't sound like blah, blah, but more like tight, punchy, and just so satisfied. But you guys take care, and I'll catch you guys next time for another episode. Let's see what we can do with this track, guys, and let's hope for the best. Take care, and the pack will be coming out on Friday. It's going to contain a construction kit and presets, but you guys will check it out when it does come out, and you guys take care.